Good afternoon. This is Rose, and I just decided to have a walkthrough of ClickUp, a project management tool that has been around, uh, and it's been updating a lot lately. They've been improving so much of their features and adding so much additional features as well that are very useful for digital agencies and um, people in the digital world in general. So, for freelancers, for example, and project managers that are managing several projects, this would be very helpful for you to organize your own projects and your clients' projects as well. So, I think you will not make a mistake when you decide to use this as your main project management platform because it's really good and you can do a lot of things with it. So, without further ado, let's start with the walkthrough. All right, let me just start with the home view. This has improved a lot. This doesn't look this way before. They still have a link to the legacy home screen, I think. But this new look is so much better than the first version. So let's see what's up here on your homepage. We have your lineup where you can identify or select some to-dos and just take it for the word as it is, line up. So you can line up several tasks here so you know what's up for your to-do list. Trending would show you which of the or of the tasks has been opened um many times or been an active tasks for you on the day or for this week. All right. With the work, I love how this is arranged that you can see your current to-do list. So your to-do list for today. And then you'd see that it's due and you can just click it and start working on this um task with this as a shortcut. So you have your overdue list and you can easily close or change the status if you wanted to. Alright. You also have your next in line task. As you can see, there is a survey counter of 66 here, and you know which is my next top to dos. As you can see, they have their own due dates and time dates. All right, and you can easily click on them so you get redirected to its own board. There is also a tab for comments. So as you can see, you have no assigned comments here. That means if someone comments on the board and mentions you, you will get notified here in the comments section. Let's see what happens to done. So I guess these are the tasks that has been completed. And these are, I believe, I haven't been using this, but I believe this is when you've delegated a task for somebody else and that was originally from you, you can, I think that will show up here, but I'm not really very sure about that because I haven't been using it. So next thing that I really loved about the new interface is the agenda or the calendar list here. You are allowed to add your calendar. So as you can see, I have two active calendars here. I am not sure how many calendars is the maximum, but I think you could still add more. And that will consolidate all your calendars here. So that's very useful. So you don't really have to jump on your own window calendar or your Mac calendar, but everything is gonna be viewed here on your own home screen. So as you can see, I have some things lined up and then there you go. So you have your today. Let's see if that will change. No, but Then if you move the arrow key, that will take you to the next day, which is Wednesday. Right, and there you go. You can actually open this, and I think it would take you to the details of that event, which is really good. I've been using this, for example, if there's a scheduled call, instead of going out from ClickUp, I would just have a direct access to the Zoom meeting, and that's it. You don't really have to open a browser, open up your Zoom account, because there's a shortcut key here that you can use, which is really nice. Alright, so I'm done with the home screen. Let's go to our tasks, which all the magic happens. Anyway, in task, you can create several spaces, and you have the option to whether it could be a private. As you can see there, this is a private space, and I believe I have created a public space as well, which I call park. So this is a park workspace, and this is a personal workspace. I have three active workspace. I am not sure again how many spaces can be created, but as you can see, I already have three octaves, and I still have the option to create another one or another more. So you have the option to change your layout depending on what fits your style and your need. So whether it could be a simple format where, and there you go, you can actually choose to have a clean view or clean style, and then modern style, and then compact, default, and large. So by selecting this layout style, that would change the layout here, but I don't want to mess up my settings right now because I really like how it is. So let's keep it that way. You can customize your workspace and add some, images just to um, you have a way to remembering what's up with this space, what this is all about. So aside from naming it as based on how you want to name it, you can upload your image, and that would show whatever image you've chosen. So that's why I have here a favicon of my own brand. And then in here in the space settings, you can actually yeah, create a name, assign it to you, change the avatar. You can share it to some other people or some other users of your space, and then you can click on save or add some ClickUps. ClickUp is the different functionalities or features that are offered in ClickUp. You have the option to just activate some of it or activate all of it. That means you can choose whether you need it or not, and then you can turn it on or off or enable it. All right, that's just about space. You within a space you can create folders. Here are your options. Within a space you can create folders, you can create lists, and you can create a sprint of folders. So what's the difference with new folder and new sprint folder? Sprint folder will have similar to this, I think, this one. This is a sprint folder. That means you're going to adopt the agile method wherein within a certain duration, let's say for 1 week or 2 weeks, you already have assigned tasks that you would commit to completing. And then if you haven't completed that within that sprint, and then it will move to the next scheduled sprint until you've completed all those tasks. This is really good to manage your uh, availability and your resources, and the kind of results that you want to achieve within a certain period. If you're these are like moving projects that you're not sure about, uh You cannot immediately plan it out in a long term duration, so you have the flexibility of changing your priorities within every sprint. So that's just how it works. It's using the agile method. Now we can talk about that more in a different recording. So let's proceed with our walkthrough. And then within a folder, you can create. Alright, I had to pause. So within a folder, you can create your lists. You can select whether it is a private list or a public list. So I'm not going to show you my team bureau, but instead we can go ahead and click on KPM to dos, and you see that I have some stuff or list here, which is admin stuff, success roadmap, mission, and vision. So these are the things that my team and I internally are doing to move our company forward. So as you can see, I have here some colorings, and if I click on that success roadmap, you'll see that I have different statuses used that I follow, because the success roadmap for me is not a fixed steps or deliverables um, that I have already planned out for a long term, but instead these are like ideas that sparks or that I just have thought in a while, and then I put them here in the idea section, and whenever I am ready to plan it out, I move them into planning. So for example, once I've already planned on this idea, that means I'm already putting some planning, budgeting, and I am ready to move forward with that idea, and then that's where it goes here. And once it's already planned out, what's the use of planning if you're not going to implement? And so that's why I also have a status for implement. And when it's implemented, I also want to review whether it's effective or not. And if we need to tweak it, that goes to optimization or optimize, wherein we implement changes and continuous improvement until it becomes a successful product, service, or deliverable. So it becomes a success, and then it's there. I would keep it for sometimes whether it can be moved back into optimized status, or it can actually be moved into complete. So when that idea or result has been going on for like 2 or 3 months successfully, I'm not encountering any issues at all, then it can be moved to complete, and then I'm all ready again to begin with another idea for planning. So that's how I want to, um, slowly build the company and without overwhelming myself. So I'll take it 1 to 2 ideas at a time and implement them and see if it's working or not. There you go about success roadmap. So that's just an example of a list. You can actually use different type of statuses depending on how what you need to include um in a list. So for example, let's take PM applications as an example because this is a really good one. So let's open PM applications. So what does it do? It's a process I take for getting applicants for the project management services that we offer. So whenever I'm looking for a new project manager, this is the process that I have to go through. As you can see, it's very simple. I only have a new applicant, invite for interview, second screening, passed, failed, and then complete. So what's special about this? It's using a form As you can see, you're looking at the board view, but I also have a form view. So I have created a form where in this form, I'm on the editing view right now, but let's go into viewing so you'd see how it looks in a normal browser. For example, if I do share them the link, here you go. You can embed this form or you can directly share a link to this form. So this is how it goes. I have here the title and then several questions that they have to fill out, and then once they click on submit, that will create a similar task like this. So it will have the applicant's name on the task's name, and then if we open this, it will also have all the fields that were required to be filled out. This one, I think, it was just me who completed this form, so you'd see that some of the fields were not completed because when I did this, I was just testing that form. And then you can set up some automations. So in this automation field, you can select always assign tasks to, so that whenever someone submits an information, their application, it will automatically assign it to you, that part, and you will get notified on your email account. You can also add different automations such as these ones here. So I think from what I remember, I had an email setup here. I have an email setup automation wherein, let's see how that works. Wherein whenever a new applicant submits and when I get notified that a new application was submitted, I'm gonna go in ClickUp and review all those information that was submitted. If the applicant deserves or is how do you call it, passed the screening process, then I am ready to invite them for interview. So I'm gonna move the status into invite for interview, and that would send that applicant an email from my email address with their email address that's addressed to them, and then I can put this email subject invitation for interview, and the task name, as you remember, is the applicant's name. And then I have here the body of the message that says hi, name, and then I'm ready to, if you're interested, book a call with us. Here's my calendar, and then there is my signature. But I think for the signature part, you'll have to move into the business account, but I don't have a business account. I think I'm just using the first tier of the plan, so that's fine. And so I'm gonna save this, and what it's going to do is whenever there's an applicant, then this would trigger that automation, and you won't have to be sending this message yourself via your email. How awesome, right? So let's escape this and let's see how what else what else can ClickUp can do for us. So another thing that it can do for us is to replace our CRM. So as you can see here, I have a folder for prospecting, and I actually can show you my let me just I can't remember. Alright. So I use this as a CRM for clients. So I don't deal with a lot of leads, just like some other lead generation agencies. For the model of the business that I'm doing, we're very picky with the clients as well that we work with. So we don't really need a lot of clients because we do handle specialized project management where we have a real dedicated project manager that's working on a business. So as you can see, I don't really manage a lot of leads or clients. So there you go. Instead of using a board view, I prefer to use a table view for CRM setup. So as you can see, we have the client's name, their status, their email address, their website, and where I got those leads, and then the notes, and then the due dates. So you can add as much information as you want. But what's really good about this is that you can click on this add column here, and you can add a a new field depending on what field you want to add there. You can actually add them here, and how awesome is that, right? So, well, I'm actually looking for the resources here. I have also CRM for the new sources or resources. So these are people that I have invited to apply for my posting. And as you can see, we have their names, their statuses, their specialization, or remarks about them. Hey, and you can also attach a copy of their resume, a source where I got them, their email address, and then why did I include an interview? I think it's just a remark somehow of how they did with the interview and a big thoughts about these applications. All right. So if you want to see you're fond of using board view, then you can also use board view. What I really loved about ClickUp is that they also allow embeds wherein you can embed your Airtable, your Google Sheet. So really looking forward to using this as well. But for now, for my use cases, I haven't had the need yet because they have for now they still have a limited list of applications that you can embed. So this is I'm not sure what idea is this, but there's YouTube, that's Figma. I don't know what that is. I think it's LinkedIn. I'm not sure. And you have Typeform. You have your Google Calendar. Well, I think I can use Google Calendar one time. And then there is Google Document and Google Sheets. And I think you can also embed an HTML code. I haven't used this. I usually just try embed URL. But well, there it is. What else? I have used Mind Map, but I think it's kind of clunky at this time. It doesn't keep the usual view. Uh, let's see. Alright. So I was expecting that if you have a subtask for this, that would automatically expand, but um I did try that and it doesn't automatically expand. So you'd have to manually click on it so you know what the subtasks are. So for me, that isn't too friendly, or I mean, it's not friendly enough to be useful for at the moment. I okay, let's see. Calendar view would be also an awesome feature that you can use. As you can see, all our tasks here are like lined up on a per daily basis, so you know what's up. And well, actually, I can appreciate this here because um I think my calendar is gonna. I've been managing very few projects and tasks, and it doesn't look so weird at this time. But if you're dealing with multiple projects, I don't think it would really look well because I had some clients that has that with overlapping priorities and due dates. it doesn't really look well. So I avoid using calendar when it comes to multiple projects. And yeah, but for this one, it really looks amazing. You can try it yourself and see if it works out for you. All right. Notifications. Well, at the end of the day, you'll get a lot of notifications on what's happening on your boards and projects, but this can easily be updated in the uh notification settings. That's what I'm trying to say. So here you can, this is really good. Actually, you can deselect, enable, or turn off notifications that's not needed. For example, if you do not want the pop-up notifications whenever you're working on something else, you can just turn off the browser. I almost always just leave the email, and you can go as detailed as whether you wanna be notified when there is an assigned comments, or you can turn it off. You can turn off resolve comments. So what I do, I just usually just keep notifications for important matters, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's very distractful, and especially your inbox gonna be bloated with a lot of notifications if you have all these notifications turned on. So make sure um to check this out and see what works out for you. All right. One thing more that I want to add with working in ClickUp is how good or how detailed you can get when it comes to sharing your boards. So let's take a look at let's see. Let's take a look at, for example, lead generation task or lists. Here, what I'm trying to say, for example, this one is a very private list for me, and I only have selected people that I want to share this with. So I can actually go to sharing and permissions, and you see that I have several people on my list. There are not members, but I have added them in ClickUp as guests so that I don't get charged with their membership because they're just guests. However, they have limited access to folders and lists, or that would require me to actually add them whenever I need them to be added on a particular list. That's the difference. Remember, the um they can add themselves in folders, especially when they're already part of your workspace. But for guests, they can only access your lists and folders and tasks, whichever you add them to. Which for me, I don't mind, and I really actually like that because I can just add them to a tasks or a list that I want them to be added on, and they don't really have necessarily have to see other folders and workspaces that I do manage, which is for me is better. So you can select whether they got full, edit, comment, or view only access. I have this option because I'm on a paid plan. I am on a free tiered plan, but if you're using your free account, I think the only thing you can only pick full, so you cannot customize their access to your folders. So I'm gonna close this, and then you can also do it with a task itself. So you can go to settings and then sharing and permission, and then click the person that you wanna add on this board. So that means they can only work on this board. You can also click on share tasks. And what this will allow you to do is create a public sharing link so that you don't have to add them on your board, but you can share a link for them to see what the contents of your boards are. So let me just show that to you. I'll click that and go and paste it here. And let's see what's gonna show up. Alright, so if you have a lot of details, links in there, and maybe comments, all of those information will be viewable to an external person that they don't really have to have an access to your ClickUp account. Alright, so what do we have on our board? What I have been using lately, which is I really love experimenting with it. It's been a new feature that was just added. I think it's still on beta testing, but I really like it and I've been using it already. So let's go here on comment area, and if you click that, you would see that we have a send email and comment feature. So what I'm talking about is the send email feature. So let's test this out. I'm gonna test it with my, let's see if I can test it with my own PM account. PM and guys, let me just show you how it works. This is really fun. I think this is really amazing because you can actually um, email your clients directly from the board, and you won't have to worry about you know whether you've emailed someone, you've notified them of something, and you want to make sure that you have a follow through on what's happening with a project or a task, and it's a really good way to do that. Let me just send email and let's see what happens next. So while we are waiting for that to work, let me just walk you through what else I use. So I really like adding tags here, and yeah, that's an additional way for you to kind of categorize or prioritize your projects. And aside from the priority list here, you can do this as well. So you have like two level prioritization, and you can also use tags to give you more context on what the project is all about or what account it's under. Well, you can do a lot of things with this. Um, the to-do list and creating subtasks is also very helpful, and the checklist doing attachment has been here for quite a while now, and I think you're already familiar with that. But what I really like to show you here is also the add a relationship, which is very nice, a cool concept wherein if you already have a task here but it's related to another task, and then you can just add them here. For example, offer creation, if I click this, it will show up here. And that would tell you that, when in some cases you have a lot of subtasks or tasks that are similar to one another, but there's just a slight difference, or maybe just an additional checklist that's been added. So that's why you've created another task board. This is a good way to manage that, and just for you to have an overview idea of, oh, this task is related to this. Now I don't really have to explain every time a new person comes in and see that I think this one is similar to this, or I think this one is a duplicate to this one. They'll already see that, oh, okay, these tasks here are related to this. So yeah, it makes sense that they do have similar keywords, or it makes sense that they may sound duplicate, but they could have some differences that matters, and that's why we're keeping it on a different tab or different tasks. However, if you find it confusing, I also just recommend to make sure that you consolidate all your tasks, and you can actually merge them. I think you can merge tasks, but the issue with that is I'm not sure if you can keep all the information, or all the information would remain on the same on one board. because I had that issue before with a client. He merged all the information. I mean, several subtasks. And what happened is I had to come back on the boards and manually add the previous information that got lost. So I don't really recommend you try merging for now. But then, of course, it's up to you if you want to use it. So this is my work around adding the relationship here so that I just get tagged that I know these are related to each other. All right. So what else is very has been very good for me lately? I've been having really a lot of fun using ClickUp, and I've been thinking of, before I was still using Airtable. Yeah, we're still using Airtable. I also have a Flowlu account wherein I keep all my work, all my videos and walkthroughs or SOPs because they have like a wiki space there. Before I didn't really like how the documentations or I mean the document feature of ClickUp works. But I think I can work with it now just because let's see if it still shows you the same issue. I'll do that. And let's see if it shows up here. Let me just refresh. Cool. I think that's been fixed. Well, before when you create a document like this in within ClickUp Word, it will create a document view here, which isn't very helpful for me, and it will also create a document file like that there, which I don't really love. But somehow, if they can remove that, and well, they also have a consolidated docs here that you can use and search all the documents that you have created. But this one here, that I don't really like having there. Let's see if I can delete that. Mm, Well, it deleted the space. So I think I have to delete it inside this. Let's see. See? I hate that function. I don't really love it. There, it's still stuck. Anyway, so that's what I don't love about the document. But as I've been working on here, I think whenever you create one here on the documents area, actually it doesn't show up on top of that list, which is I'm actually trying to avoid because as you can see it doesn't look really nice to have a document all alone here on top. And so once I turn off or end this recording, I'm gonna try to find out how to delete that. Alright, so I've walked you through a lot on ClickUp. Well, one more thing that I wanna add. Well, let's see. Okay, too bad I lost my favorites. Okay, one thing that I wanna add is where is the PM application? There you go. I wanna keep my PM applications active on top of my I think it's like a bookmark on top of your ClickUp application so that you have a shortcut way of going onto these lists. So what I do is click on this one and you click on add to favorites. You know what it's going to do is there, it will keep you on top of that. So instead of that being there you go. I really like this one. I really like how it's on top of this bar here, and I can click on it and it will direct you to that list. How cool, right? So I think that was deleted when I moved this, when I accidentally deleted this earlier, and I'm glad I was able to retrieve it back immediately. So I did just undo the deletion. And another thing that I really want to add on top of my page is my success roadmap. So we're going to add this again to my favorites list, and there you go, my success roadmap. Alright, alright. I haven't worked really on goals, but I'm really so keen in trying this out and seeing how it works. I think this would also be really helpful if you're managing multiple projects so that you'd know how they are interrelated and how the completion of each project would lead to your company goal, which I really love, but it's been how many minutes? Almost an hour recording. So I'm gonna end this recording, and well, I'll talk to you soon. I'll just record another video for more walkthrough on ClickUp. If there's a new functionality that I really like working and I want you to try on your own business or on your own projects. So I will let you go. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.